What's up, YouTube, and welcome to Pimpage Pick Ups episode 17. This episode is gonna be awesome. It's been a long time since my last uploading of Pimpage Pick Ups. Part of the reason why, if you guys didn't know, was that my computer crapped out on me. So I had a custom one newly built, and that process took like 3 or 4 weeks almost. And then I went on a week vacation and been busy with work and whatnot. And it's just been, a long time. So I got a lot to go over. So this first section here is foil cards that I picked up that are not in my cube, but they are cube worthy. It's always good to have these things on hold if I ever decide to swap things around and whatnot. And then a few EDH cards at the end. Then I'm going to get into the actual Pimpage Pickups part, which is really good. Alright, let's go ahead and just see if we can get a tad bit of focus there. Alright, so first up, we've got Nature's Claim, Duskwatch Recruiter, Whisperwood Elemental, Falkenrath Gorger, Goblin Dark Dwellers, Sin Prodder. Here is a Kozilek's Return. This thing jumped up a little bit in value, so that was pretty cool. I think I had bought this when it was down at around like $8 or $9. Heir of Falkenrath, the Asylum Visitor, Painful Truths, Desecration Demon, Relic Seeker, Eldrazi Displacer, Windbrisk Heights, got Gush. Super happy to have a Gush. That plus Fast Bond is sweet, but just not enough spots in the cube currently. If I ever expand the into the Storm, I think Gush comes in though. Sword of the Animist, Thought Not Seer, and then also the kind of colorless package, like Reality Smasher, Thought Not Seer, that Eldrazi Displacer. Then I would bring in like more wastes and stuff. Also have access to the Pain Lands, which helps be able to cast some of this stuff. And here we go, Lion's Eye Diamond. Now I got this, boy, months ago before what's his name bought out a bunch of these and caused the price to go up. I paid, I think it was around $75 for this. So I'm pretty happy that I was able to get this before it skyrocketed. So Lion's Eye Diamond, $75. Alright, and then moving into just a few EDH cards. I picked up Ashnod's Altar. I do have the, Antiquities version, so I don't know which one I want. The Antiquities one is really cool, but I'm all about the shiny, so I probably will rock this one. Next up is a Duplicant. I used to have the Commander's Arsenal one. Once Duplicant got spoiled in Eternal Masters, I went ahead and just sold it real quick so I could just kind of upgrade to this one. Get the most money out of that card while I could. I did that with a lot of other cards you guys are about to see, like FTV Chain Lightning, the Commander's Arsenal Sylvan Library. So I'll go over some of those as well. But Duplicant, awesome card. Picked up Equilibrium. It's not in any of my EDH decks, but it's a really cool card, and I think it's got some awesome synergies if I ever put it into Animar. So just kind of always wanted it. And last but not least, Teferi, however you want to pronounce his name. Really, really good card going into Animar. I used to have him when I had the FTV, and then I sold it and cut it from Animar. So I went ahead and got the sweet Time Spiral version. Alright guys, now moving into the bread and butter. So we've got, this is all new to the cube. Nevinyrral's Disc. I had the FTV one, obviously getting rid of that crappy one and getting the Eternal Masters. Got a Dualcaster Mage. It's got some sweet synergies and whatnot, if you got Ancestral Recall or whatever, it's pretty cool. Time Walk. There's the Chain Lightning. Eidolon of the Great Revel. Picked up this Control Magic. It is shiny. I have the beta Control Magic, and I went ahead and I cut it and added this one in. It's all about the foils. Got Mystical Tutor. Had the FTV one. I like this one way better. Sinkhole. boy, these things are really cheap. I think I paid like $18 for this, and sold off. I had the promo one, and I sold that one off. Got a bunch of credit for it. I actually like the artwork on this one better, so I was like, well, win-win for me. I'll get a bunch of money, buy this one back for cheap, and it's just better artwork in my opinion. Next up, I picked up a Yawgmoth's Bargain. It's a pretty fun card. It's definitely sweet in like Storm. I got Kalitas. Solid card there. Selfless Spirit. It's a new edition. I traded for this card from my brother, so that was cool. I got Soulfire Grandmaster. Unexpectedly Absent, Gideon, ally of Zendikar. Picked up this Reflecting Pool. Jeez, I won this on eBay auction. I want to say it was $19 or $20, somewhere right around there for the Shadowmoor version of Reflecting Pool. So I was pretty happy with winning that bid. Alright guys, check out this new Mana Vault. This does not have a foil version, so had this, saw this on the Facebook group, the Altars Facebook group, and trying to remember her name. I think it was like Catherine Chandler or something. I'll try to put it in the description to give her some credit, because she painted this. It's like the floating border. It's really sweet. I am super happy with this. So I believe it was 30 bucks. And then $3 shipping, so really not too bad. I had the 5th edition version in my cube, and I think I buy listed it for like $12 of store credit. So really, this was like 20 bucks to get this, and it's really sweet. All right, moving right along. Here's that Sylvan Library. Again, I sold the Commander's Arsenal one for damn near like 60 bucks or something of store credit to Troll and Toad, and then picked this up for, I think it was like 40, 45, somewhere right around there. Got Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. Winter Orb. This thing's kind of been all over the place. I got this when it was 40, and then it kind of went up to 60, and now it's kind of back down again. But fantastic to have foil Winter Orb. Shardless Agent, again, this thing has really been tanking. I knew it was going to get reprinted, that's why I held off on that Judge promo, which used to be going for like $100, which is insane. I ended up getting this. It was a foil plus 2 non-foils, and I paid $40. Then I buy listed the 2 non-foils for like $7 or $8 each. Currently, you can find the foil Shardless Agents going for like 25 bucks right now, is what the lowest I've seen so far. So basically, that's what I paid for this. Got Olivia Valdarin. Rakdos is in for a new treat with the new Conspiracy, Ciandoretti. I'm super happy to, or excited really, to add it to the cube. I'm trying to figure out which Rakdos card I'm going to want to cut. And Olivia, even though she's been in for the last few months, she might see her way out the door. I don't know. I'll have to reevaluate. I picked up Nahiri. This was pretty cool. I think I got her right at $40, and then she spiked up to $80, and now she's kind of back around that, you know, $45, $50 range or whatever. But really fun Planeswalker to have in cube. Here's Baleful Strix. I missed out on the lowest chance when Eternal Masters first came out. There was an eBay listing, buy it now, for I think it was 36 or 37, somewhere right around there. And that's when Star City Games was pre-selling these for 40. So I was thinking, okay, these things probably are going to be dropping to the $30 range, so I did not buy. And wouldn't you know it, the foil Balefuls went through the roof, and so they've been hanging around like that $60 mark now. I ended up getting this for $47. They're probably going to start coming down here eventually, but I felt like this was still a fairly decent pickup, and I obviously wanted it. Got the foil Jace of Rin's Prodigy. Little sad when this guy was, you know, what first came out basically. The foils were around 50 bucks. I did not buy it. I thought 50 was too high. And these guys went through the roof. So I was like, whatever. It's not going to make my cube for a while. They're getting ready to rotate. It went down to, I don't know, I think around 65 on Troll and Toad. So I was like, whatever, I had credit just sitting there, so I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. Still a little sad because I wanted to get it under 50, but you know, with store credit, it's not too bad. And Toxic Deluge, boy, these things got sucked up real fast. It was crazy. I had a notification, because this was on my wants list from Channel Fireball. I had credit with them. It said, boom, we got Toxic Deluge in stock. I think this was when it was $60. And I like immediately, this was right after I got the email, I immediately logged onto the website, logged into my account. I had to enter the store credit info. And in that short amount of time doing that, this thing had already sold out. That one that was newly listed. I couldn't believe it. Really, really sad. And so finally picked this up. I think it was around like the $70 range. Still kind of high because it's been coming down now, hanging around like 60, 65. But super powerful card. Here we go, Dak Faden. I'm so happy I never decided to splurge on the Conspiracy Dak. I knew this was going to see a reprint. I was thinking it was going to be like a Judge promo, but hey, Eternal Masters works. So this guy in Conspiracy used to be like $400. I waited, picked this one up for $120. So really happy that I waited. Dak Faden, very, very powerful. Again, Jace, the Mind Sculptor. Eternal Masters. World Wake at one point was up to $800. So I never bought Jace. It came down. The World Wake ones were around $400, and I knew that the Eternal Masters, once it got spoiled, I knew this was going to drop. This is a pull from somebody at my local game store when I went to Eternal Masters Marathon. I think I did 4 Eternal Masters single elimination drafts. I won one of them, but one of the guys pulled not only a foil Natural Order, but a foil Jace the Mind Sculptor as well during that day. So I traded for this Jace. It was at the time, and I knew it, but I traded 100 cash and like a Force of Will and a Wasteland. At the time, that was like roughly like close to 250 valuation. This card has since come down even further. But I'm not sad by the trade. Happy to have this this Jace because I'm not going to be playing Legacy, I don't think, anymore. So the Force of Will and the Wasteland weren't doing me too much. But I have seen this card now hanging around the $130, $140 range. So my have the mighty fallen. Here we have Chaos Orb. This I traded my brother for. He has a card store that locally they don't use the internet. They have like a printed off buy list. They don't care what Star City is paying or retail. So my brother actually bought this for, I don't know, $60 or something. It's in really good condition. However, the back has just a minor, very, very small amount of inking on the back. Otherwise, it is in damn near good condition. So I traded him, I think, another one of the Force of Wills and Wasteland and like a Sulphur Falls and something else. So he got some good value out of it. Basically, he was going to try to buy list it to Channel Fireball. They claimed that the card was damaged due to the inking. So he just said, yeah, send it back to me. I'll trade it to my brother for more value. So I got Chaos Orb in the cube now. Next up, here we go. Nether Void. On top of everybody's mind that was going to be getting bought out soon. So on the Facebook group, I forget his name right now, Sean Martin, I think, I believe the owner of like Brainstorm Games, made a post. Here was a very slight play. Nether Void listed at $175 shipped. So you know what? I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on getting Nether Void before it gets bought out. And yeah, so it's kind of been steadily climbing up in value, so I'm happy that I have it. Got to play with it over vacation, completely locked out my brothers after I had, I was ahead on board, and then I dropped Nether Void, and they just like looked at their hand and shed tears because they weren't going to be able to cast anything else, and I was just going to go off and destroy them. Nether Void has been a ton of fun so far with me playing it. All right, we're down to the last two. Here we have Mana Drain. I finally got Mana Drain. This was also, I purchased off the high-end face group. One of the judges was selling theirs, $300 shipped. He went through FedEx, insured it, made sure that it was going to get to me. So picked up Mana Drain. Really, really excited to have this foil now. And finally, last but not least, we have... Oh man, Old Border Rashadan Port. Wow, this was a card I really never thought I was going to end up buying, but you know, I had plenty of store credit through Troll and Toad. They had one listed. I believe this was 400, and it's in relatively very good condition. But you know, for this type of land, I just never thought I was going to pay, you know, between that $400 to $600 price tag for it. But didn't need any more power, and I had enough credit just from buy listing more cards laying around the house, and I decided to go ahead and get that much closer to fully foiling out the cube. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this really long episode of Pimpage Pickups. A lot to go over. I have one card left to get. That is Force of Will, and I'm sitting on about $330 of store credit still with Troll and Toad. So guys, it's coming. It's coming soon. There's going to be a couple new cards that I'm going to be getting still from like Eldritch Moon and Shadows over Innistrad that I still need to get. Like the new Avacyn I want, and a few others. So I will always be buying more foils, but expect hopefully that Force of Will soon in the next Pimpage Pickups. So that's all, and I hope you guys enjoyed and have a good rest of your day. We'll see ya.